Forget everything you've seen in cartoons. Those hairy guys pointing at a mammoth while making incoherent ugh sounds are complete nonsense and a Hollywood myth. If early humans could actually only grunt, none of us would be here today. Saber-toothed tigers would have wiped out our ancestors before evolution even had a chance to start. To survive, build civilization, and end up sitting here with smartphones in our hands, humans needed a powerful tool, and that tool was articulate speech. But how exactly did language begin? Was there a single original language spoken by literally everyone at some point? And most importantly, how did a naked human in the wild even get the idea to call a stone and fire? Today, we are going to break down how physics, evolution, and basic teamwork created the very thing we use every single day. Let's start with a hard fact. Ancient humans couldn't talk for a long time, not because they lacked brains. They couldn't speak because their bodies literally weren't built for it. Look at apes. They have great hearing, complex emotions, and they're smart. But why can't a chimpanzee tell you the plot of a movie? It comes down to anatomy. In all mammals, and in early human ancestors, the larynx was positioned very high up. That's convenient because you can drink water and breathe at the same time without choking. But because of this, there's simply no room in the mouth for the tongue to maneuver. Then, about 200,000 to 300,000 years ago, an evolutionary upgrade took place. The human larynx began to drop lower. The upside of this upgrade, we got a huge resonating chamber, a flexible tongue, and the ability to pronounce complex vowels and consonants, meaning articulate speech. The downside of this upgrade, we became the only mammals on the planet that can choke to death on our own food. Evolution literally risked our lives just so we could chat. Honestly, deal of the century. Okay, so the vocal apparatus was there. But picture this. You're a wild human standing in the middle of a forest. A strange furry creature runs past you. How do you invent a combination of sounds for it so your tribe mate understands what you mean? Scientists wrestled with this for a long time and came up with three main hypotheses. The first is the sound imitation theory, or the bow wow hypothesis. This is the simplest path. Copy nature. If a bird goes tweet, then the bird is a tweet. If a river makes a gurgle sound, then water is gurgle. You don't invent meaning from scratch, you just act like a tape recorder. Modern language are still full of these words: cuckoo, rustle, drip, roar. The second hypothesis is emotional, or the pooh hypothesis. Imagine walking barefoot through the jungle and stepping on a hedgehog. What do? You don't calculate phonetics, you scream in pain. From these involuntary exhalations and cries of fear, joy, or surprise, interjection gradually formed. Oh, hey, ouch. Later, these emotions turned into conscious signals, evolving from I'm in pain to danger nearby. The third and most practical hypothesis is the labor theory, or the yo-he-ho hypothesis. One person can't take down a mammoth alone. You need a team. And when you're pushing a heavy boulder together, you grunt in rhythm. Heave, ho, 1, 2. From these rhythmic exhalations during physical strain, the first action verbs were born: push, pull, cut, run. Language wasn't created for poetry, it was made to survive a brutal team sport called the Stone Age. Now, for the main intriguing question. Was there a single original language spoken by every human on Earth at one point? Scientists are divided into two camps here. The first camp believes in monogenesis. Homo sapiens emerged in Africa, invented a basic language there, and as they spread across the planet, light brought it with them, where it eventually fractured into thousands of dialects. The second camp favors polygenesis. Groups of people in different parts of the world developed in parallel and invented their languages independently of each other. Proving monogenesis is impossible. For now, too much time has passed and sounds fade from history. But linguists have managed to wind back the clock 5,000 to 6,000 years. They reconstructed what is known as the Proto Indo European language. You might be surprised, but English, Russian, Spanish, Hindi, and Greek are all relatives. Compare the word for mother in English, mère in French, mata in Sanskrit, and mat in Russian. That's no coincidence. Those are the traces of a single ancient language spoken by our ancestors thousands of years ago. However, the biggest boost to speech culture happened when humans learned to talk about things that weren't right in front of their eyes. Animals can communicate too. An ape can shout, "Why, watch out, eagle!" But only a human can come back to the cave and say, "Listen, yesterday by the river I saw an eagle. It was huge. Let's go catch it tomorrow while it's sleeping." Language allowed us to pass down experience from past generations, plan for the future, and gossip. Yes, gossip is precisely what built the hierarchy in the tribe. Who was trustworthy, who was a thief, who was a leader. And then something fantastic happened. People started inventing things that don't exist in nature at all. Myths, gods, laws, and later states and money. Without language, we would never have been able to unite in groups larger than 150 people. So the next time you're texting in the Messenger app or sending memes, remember, you are using a tool that our ancestors risked their lives for, restructured their anatomy for, and spent millennia carving every word out of the sounds of the wild. We've come all the way from shouting while hunting mammoths to neural networks that decode these tags in seconds. Drop a comment below. Which word in modern language strikes you as the weirdest or most illogical? Let's talk about it down there. See you in the next episode.